What happened first was we purchased the BAAM Academic Center, which is right on the corner of Moulton Street and Jowite Street. And with that purchase, we purchased the parking lot that came with the building. And that's when we built the athletic center. And then we looked across the street and we talked to Steve Wheeler, who was the owner of the property across the street, and we said, hey, would you be interested in selling it? And he said yes. So that's when we decided to buy the Jowite Street apartments. And then we talked to Steve Hershey, who is the owner of the other 4 units that are on Clay Street. And we said, hey, are you interested in selling it? And he said yes. So that's when we pretty much purchased the 28 units that we have, which are 14 duplexes. We have a need in Easton for not so much affordable housing, but like you said, for workforce housing. And for that, the workforce we want to focus on are teachers and healthcare workers and people like that will come in, especially of color, because we do not have enough representation of those professionals of color in this community. And so therefore, and it matches our BAAM agenda and goals. And so that's what we said we wanted to do.
They have houses there now that are occupied by their friends and neighbors in the community. And they want to make sure that those people are not displaced any more than they have to be for us to improve the conditions and make it a place that they are living comfortably and proud to live there. Certainly certain folks might be moving to other places as they relocate and they find that they're happy where they've been moved to. But the goal, the mission we were given was, let's find a way to take these existing properties and keep residential development on the scale that they already have, maybe augmenting the number of units so that they can attract some of that workforce that we're talking about and do it in an appropriate way for the neighborhood. We are not trying to come in and put up a 6-story apartment complex. That's not the mission. The mission is to gradually and acceptably put in some replacements of buildings that are there and let people see and get excited about the improvements and have a sense of pride in what they are living in. They have 14 buildings now, and they're each duplexes. So we've got 28 units, and the goal is to augment that, really to double it to 56 units. And now there might be some ebb and flow to those numbers, but to create more capacity on the site without it feeling like it has been just driven to density. The houses that are there have a good cottage feel. They are appropriate for the streets and the history of when they were built in Easton, and they've just seen some years and some wear and tear, and they need to be, they're past the point of complete repair. Plus, with us adding capacity, increasing to a larger number of units, 56 units, it implies that we either had to go out, up, both, or make a determination. And it was determined that building new would let us freshen the site and do that.
Now, we're looking at really efficient use of space and layout and shared spaces. And I think the trend nowadays is that younger people don't want the big McMansions. They don't want to be tied down. So, the smaller space, less stuff. This is, the square footage is modest, and but it still has the amenities of washers and dryers and not community laundry rooms and things like that. So, it's efficient use of space, I would say. I think we kind of offer a little bit of everything in this option. So, a larger family has the opportunity of the 3-bedroom. But it could be 2 friends living in the larger bedroom and home office and things like that.
The solution may not always be what everybody wants to see, but a lot of analysis and technical input goes into the things that you see. I would assume as much for the town's projects as well, but I'm not part of those. But I certainly know for our own projects, we have a sensitivity to when we have a sweeping change that it's appropriate. And we don't think we will have a sweeping change on the style of the architecture. I'm trying to put these houses back in a way that they will look like they've been there for a long time. We're not.